Hello, family. Peace and love to you all. Hello, my queens. Hello, my kings. Hello, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for checking your sister out. All right. Before I get started, I want to give all honor to the most. I want to give all honor to the Most High God, the true living God, Yahweh. All right. This video right here. This is something that I want to speak about because, for the most part, I feel that my being, this is what's going on now. And many of you know what I'm talking about. That might be going on in your church or in somebody else's church that you know of. But it's going on, all right? And it takes discernment to, to know what I'm about to tell you. But anyway, I had watched The Outer Limits. I love The Outer Limits, even though it's considered science fiction. We all know that there's a lot of truth in these so-called sci-fi movies. All right, that's the only way they can put them out, unless they are putting them out as science fiction. All right, as fiction, shall I say? So anyway, I was watching The Outer Limits, and one of the episodes was called Revival. And this is the introductory part. It's kind of blurry, but I'm gonna try to read it. Okay, it say a faith healer bites off more than he can chew when his gifted protege turns out to be a man. Well, turn out to be an alien. I just say it like that. All right, a man-eating alien, something like that. All right, that's all I'm going to say on that. All right. Now, family, according to the word, we live in a time where there are a lot of false prophets. All right. Not so much of just false prophet where people are giving you dates and it turn out to be wrong. Okay, people are seeing whatever it is they're seeing. Some people are actually having visions. All right, they're having dreams. They're dreaming dreams, and some people are actually having visions. All right, you have those. What they are seeing, they come up with dates. All right, and do you have those what they are seeing that they just decide to share what they're seeing? All right, which is a person's choice to whether they want to receive what they're saying or not. But we must all be careful of dates, all right? Because the word tells you that no man knows the day or the hour, all right? And so with that being said, there are many times, due to the fact that I can see through the veil, family, after having a spiritual awakening, there was one incident where I was seeing, I just want to put this out there. There was one incident that I was seeing some things, and I was seeing it real good, as though I was seeing through my spiritual eyes, and I was seeing these images popping up, as though I was observing, as though these images were popping up, as though I was looking at a projector, shall I say. It's the only way I can describe it. And it's like something within me was trying to show me something. Well, I got all excited. This is like in the beginning phase of me being able to see through the veil. I got all excited, so I had put out what I was seeing, right? And I'm assuming what I'm seeing, this is going to happen real soon, meaning, soon, like within a week or two, which I really didn't really get the confirmation that it was going to be a week or two, but I was actually seeing this. I was seeing some images of a city, and, it was being flooded out, all right, due to some sort of a flood. But I was wrong, and I had to admit my wrong. I was wrong not to do that, because what I found out, a lot of times, a lot of things are meant just for me to know. And even though it could be a future event, it's still not for me to be posting dates. I only did it one time. I already repent. That's God forgive me. And, I even told my viewers I was sorry. That's something that I would not do, because you end up coming off as a false prophet, all right? So there are people who do this, and they think it's okay to do this. I had a reality check. I checked myself, all right? Well, actually, the Holy Spirit checked me, so let me just correct myself. The Holy Spirit checked me, and because I know what I was seeing, but it wasn't for me to put out there, all right? It was not for me to put out there. So you get where I'm going with this. So the point I'm trying to make is there are people that do see things, I mean, you see what you see, you know what I'm saying? But it's not for you to really put out there, if you have not felt the unction from the Holy Spirit to put anything out there to the universe, as far as trying to warn people, I would suggest you not do it, because you could mean well and be sincere about what you're doing, but you're trying to warn your brothers and sisters, and you know, shall I say, be that source of light to them. And when they detect, error in you, due to you putting out false information, already your credibility is out the door. All right. So that's all I want to say, because many of you are coming to your gifts. Many of you are seeing what you're seeing, because I see what I see, but I don't tell everything. I do not tell everything. And if I do see something, I don't put no date on it. I just tell you what I see, all right? Which I can. It's my experience, it's my testimony, but I still don't tell everything, okay? But anyway, getting back to this movie, The Revival, all right? It was the Outer Limits. All right, that was one of the series. It was called The Revival. I would tell any of you to check it out. It has a good message behind it, and I'm going to give you some little highlights. All right, just so you can get an idea of what I mean by false prophets. All right, they can come in all kind of shades. A false prophet can come in all kind of looks. All right. But it was this man. He was one of those pastors, the kind that does a lot of traveling. They travel like from city to city or whatever, and he does a lot of his services under a tent. All right. And which a lot of them do. The ones that do a whole lot of traveling, they do a lot of services in tents. All right. And anyway, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't have a building, just use a tent. But the point I'm trying to make is, but what he was doing is, he was operating and being deceitful towards his congregation, because when people would come to him, see, he was all about the money. It was all about the money for him. Okay, it wasn't nothing about trying to save no souls or trying to, help the lost and all of that. It was all about the mighty dollar. All right, and a lot of them are like that. Okay. But anyway, so basically, where he was being deceitful was, he was going around trying to act like he was a healer. His daughter was in with it. She was in with it. Also, they was like have these, earpiece in their ears, and they already knew who was who out there, and sitting out there in a congregation, sitting out there, and they already knew the person problems and everything, and they're pretty much, how like a lot of them do. Oh yeah, this person right here is seat 14, or this person here is seat 18, this person is seat 24. You get what I'm going, and they'll be so amazed that they knew so much about them and all of this. And a lot of times, they receive a lot of information about you before you even sit down to tell you the truth. But anyway. So that's what he was doing. He was just being deceitful. He was not a true healer, all right? So by him operating in that spirit of being deceitful, all right, he had let in something darker that was not of the Most High God, all right? And at that time, he was not using discernment, all right? Because he was pretty much operating in pride/greed, all right? Like a lot of them, all right? And basically, this woman with her son, they had visited one of his services, and they had, and they enjoyed it. What they liked about it was how he was able to draw the crowd in, and they already picked up on the fact that, he was being deceitful, what he was doing. But they liked the fact how people, even though we have free will, how they was giving up their will, to be so deceived, shall I say, to be so caught up in the show, shall I say. And like many people do, I see a lot of that in churches. But anyway, people love the show. Okay, they love the show more than a word. But anyway, so they was enjoying the show. Okay, so anyway, family. So her and her son, they weren't like an average person. Actually, they were. They weren't actually humans. Okay, they was pretty much like reptilians, sort of looking, dragon/reptilian looking. You had to see it, family. You get an idea of what I mean by that. But they weren't actually human beings, all right? They were just pretty much shaped as a human, shall I say. But anyway, due to the deceitfulness that was going on within that church, all right, they had let something darker in, all right, because the Spirit of God was not in that church, right, shall I say. But anyway, it was the Spirit of God was not in that place, shall I say, because had it been in that place, they would not been able to enter in, all right. So anyway, the woman wanted the pastor to be her son protege because she would let him know that, this is something that he wants to do, and he's so good at what he does. Can he, he teach her son, how to be like him, shall I say? So of course, he was training her son and all of this, and her son would always carry the special Bible, and he also showed they also showed the mother eyes shaping, sort of like a reptilian looking. So you would see that in the early phase of it. But anyway, so I knew what was up once I saw that. I was like, oh, okay, okay. So anyway, once the son learned the routine, shall I say, to learn how to entertain the congregation, shall I say, the people that was coming in, he was better than the actual pastor because he was using his powers, shall I say, and his technology, which the Bible was some kind of technology device. The outside like a Bible, but on the inside, you can see that it was some kind of technology device that he was using. But while he was holding the Bible, he was able to do all kind of wonders, signs and wonders, heal people. Person, the ear was maimed, he was able to heal the ear, make it whole, all these special, healing, shall I say, that they know it has to be the power of God, man can't do this, so they think. So anyway, you get where I'm going with this, family. Basically, I'm not going to say no more about it because I want you to see it, but and if I can pull it up, I'm going to try to put it down there. But if I can't, just try to, do your own homework. I would suggest many of you to check it out because this is what's going on now in a lot of the churches, all right? Especially a lot of these mega churches. This is what's going on big time, You think these so-called pastors, are actually operating in the Spirit of God, but actually it's a lot of so-called witchcraft is going on inside the churches. Yes, it is phenomenal is going on with inside of churches, all right? And they're using it to their advantage, all right, to gain more members. And like I said, it's all about the money. It's not about the souls whatsoever. Are there true pastors out here that, all about, trying to, lead the flock, shall I say? Of course they are. Of course they are. But then, the word would not have told you sheep in wolf clothing. It would not have told you, about false prophets if this was not going on, all right? Let's just be serious. This phenomenon is going on, and you really don't know where that person is receiving their information from, shall I say? You don't know you're actually receiving it from the Holy Spirit, or you're receiving it from a jinn, you know what I'm saying, or just operating in witchcraft, all right, to receive this information. So it can wow people, you know what I'm saying? Especially in church, a lot of people love to be wowed, more than anything, and they're caught up in that spell, they're caught up in that box, that box, gets a lot of people, but anyway, they get such a spell. You better not be after their pastor. They'll kill you or their pastor like he's God, and many of you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, don't say nothing bad about their pastor. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, so like I said, caught up in that spell. I've seen a lot of that in the church I used to go to, and people caught up in the spell, and the pastor can do no wrong, even with all of this, messing with women in the congregation, get women pregnant in the congregation, stealing money, the church money, they can do nothing wrong. Instead of leaving the church, they just hang in there for whatever reason. Like I said, caught up in that spell. But this series was basically about people being caught up in the spell. People enjoy being entertained, all right? People enjoy their ears being tickled, all right? Yeah, family. I had my ears tickled for quite some time when I was in church, and it just got old. The Spirit, of the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, was hitting me and letting me know, this is not my house, all right? Kind of find out the true temple is within you, it's not inside some box. But it takes for people to understand that for themselves, all right? I'm not here to tell anybody to leave your church. You stay where you are, all right? You have to pray about things and also use discernment. But when your church has been tampered with sorcery, all right? Sometimes it's hard to use discernment, all right? Just like this church that was being seen on this series. The pastor was being deceitful to his congregation. He was lying to them, and basically just to draw in more people and draw in more money. All right, and they're all caught up in the spell of delusion of seeing what they want to see. They couldn't even see the true evil that was there right before their eyes. But thanks be to Most High God for discernment and for the Holy Spirit that reveals all things. Everybody might not pick up on it, but certain people do pick up on it in the church. And a lot of times those people will end up leaving the church, all right? And that's what I had to do, family. The Holy Spirit was hitting me, church I was in. I had to leave. Because I was like, this right here, this is not of God. I had enough of this. This is not of God. Either I go to another church, or the things that were going on with me, or I just, share what I know. Also applying the word, because I did exercise the word to get where I am now, and share my light, share my love, share my testimony, share my experiences. That's what's going to reach people. Being entertaining people, it does work for some people, but that's not your sister. We all got to answer for the things that we do while we're here, and I'm not here trying to entertain anyone. I just share my truth, my experience. That's all I know. But when it's all said and done, most people like to have their ears tickled. They want you to tell them what they want to hear. And I cannot do that, family. I cannot do that, and I will not do that. All right? I love the Most High God just like many of you do. But I cannot stay inside of some box being entertained, watching the same thing over and over and over. I got to pay for you reading the word to me when I can read it at home for myself, spending time with the Most High God for myself. I can read the word at home. I don't have to pay you just for me to read the word. I don't have to give you money for, a pastor anniversary, a love offering for pastor. It's so much pastor this and pastor that. What about the congregation? The congregation is working, that's working paycheck to paycheck, barely can't pay their bills. And then when a lot of them go to the church, they don't even want to pay their bills, or they got to go through all of this high water, just for them to even help their own congregation. I just think it's sad, and there's still a lot of structure about church I don't agree with, but that's just your sister. I'm not here to throw that on anybody, but I'm just saying, the real work is out here. It's not inside those four walls, family. Like I said, the word of the Most High God is free to anybody. Any of us can share our testimony, the goodness of the Most High God, what He's done for you, how He's blessed you, how you've had the spiritual awakening, how it has changed your life for the better, for your highest good, so you can be a blessing to others for their highest good. That's what it's all about, family. That's just my opinion. But that Twilight Zone, but that Outer Limits series called The Revival, it is so good. It explains a lot what's going on now. And that series, I think it was in the 90s. So you'd be surprised. A lot of these old shows like The Outer Limits and The Twilight Zone, they been telling us the truth. Well, I ain't gonna say all of them, but some of them, they've been telling us the truth since day one. We just couldn't see it then. I can look at them shows now and I'm like, yeah, oh yeah. They were definitely on to something. I see it now. I couldn't see it then, but they were definitely on to something, And I think a lot of time we enjoy it for a lot of things to be considered as science fiction, because we're like, ooh, thank God it's not really going on. Ooh, I don't mind watching science fiction movies, but I'm just glad a lot of that stuff is not real. Little do we know, a lot of those, a lot of things that you see that's considered sci-fi, it is real, family. It is real. It's time to step outside this matrix. It's time for you to start meditating, so your eyes, when you go through your darkness, so you can start seeing the light. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is there. The truth is out here. The truth is within you. Oh, yes, it is. It is. What I mean by the truth is out there, what I'm saying is there are a lot of people sharing their testimony, all right? There are a lot of people sharing their testimony, all right? It is their truth, their experiences, as well as you can go through yourself and get the truth as well, family. I wanted to share something with you real quick, and then I'm going to end this. I wasn't really going to talk about it, but I wanted to share it, family, because this is my experience, okay? My testimony. This happened last year. I was dreaming. I'm gonna go ahead and say I was dreaming. All right. I was dreaming that we were in the times where they were coming, all right, for the peculiar people. They were coming for the Most High God's children, all right. And I told you, family, that I had experience when I'm in meditation, being in a higher realms. And in these higher realms, there are people wearing robes, all right? They're wearing white robes. And I think I spoke about this twice in 2 videos. One was called, I forgot what I named it, but I think I called it, I saw a glimpse of the kingdom. Many of you can check that out. But the other video, I forgot what I called it. But I was explaining to you, family, how I was seeing people in white robes. And I'm thinking, I know I read this in the Word, Revelation talks about it. And, but other than that, out of all the things for me to see while I'm meditating, why was I seeing that? Why was that standing out? Well, anyway, family, you can read Revelation for yourself, and you will know who these people are, okay? They were in white robes, all right? You can read that for those who choose to read. You can read that for yourself, all right? But these were the people that were these were the people that were, if I can remember, that endured to the end, and they were in the great tribulations, all right? But they endured to the end, all right? And they were given white robes, all right? But you can read the rest for yourself. It's in Revelations. But anyway, I was seeing these people, and they were in white robes, all right? And I'm not gonna really explain on and on. I've seen them several times in white robes in a different. The scenery was different, but one of them, I'm going to tell you real quick. One of them, everybody was standing in this big old room, It just stretched miles, and everybody was in single file lines. Like one person in front of the other, and I was sort of like in front, looking like this. I wasn't looking like this, but I was looking like this. And I was seeing all these people in beautiful white robes. And I saw this beautiful light that was behind them. And I couldn't understand why were they facing away from the light. They were facing away from the light. I didn't get that. I'm like, why are they facing away from the light? But anyway, that was one of the times that I saw them. And it looked like they were just standing there as though they were waiting on something. It's like they were just standing there, emotionless, just standing like this, waiting for something. But anyway, and then I had another occasion to where I feel like I was in this tunnel, and I was trying to like spiral up, but I was feeling my essence trying to move up, and there was time where I was knocked back down, and I explained what that means, family. But anyway, by the time I was able to make up out of this, I'm sorry, it wasn't a tunnel. I'm gonna say a whale, like a whale. Like a whale that you see like in the countries, those whales. I didn't mean to say tunnel, but I meant whale. And but anyway, there was time when I was able to come up out of the whale. Cause I was, for one thing, I was seeing people looking down at me, but I couldn't see their face real good. But I saw like several people, maybe about 4 or 5, that was looking down at me. They was observing me down there, and I was trying to make my way up. So anyway, when I finally made it up, I immediately lit up on the inside. It was so bright. I felt like I was still blind, and I was seeing. All of a sudden, I started seeing this big old huge building. It looked fluorescent looking, it looked whitish gold looking. I was seeing people walking around, and everybody was busy doing something. Well, I'm not going to elaborate. You have to watch that video to know what I was talking about. But that experience moved me. I immediately started reading the Bible. I started reading Revelation, and I was like, wow, the Most High God allowed me to see this. What is, why would he allow me to see this? And then I started thinking, wow, was he allowing me to see it because I've seen it before? That's how I was thinking. So anyway, getting back to my, I'm gonna call it a dream. Getting back to my dream. This was sometime last year. I remember I was dreaming of being I dreamed of being here during the time of tribulations, all right? And for whatever reason, and I remember I couldn't wait for them to go ahead and just assassinate me because I didn't want to be sitting down here constantly suffering. I wanted to get it over with. I remember they had us all in single file lines, and normally I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it, family. So just hear me out. They had us all in single file lines, and these were the people who were not going to denounce their faith, all right? They were not going to denounce the Most High God. You know, we were not going to sit here and worship the beast, okay? And due to me having a spiritual awakening and all of that, and meditating and being outside my body, I wasn't fearing death. I just wasn't fearing it. So anyway, I remember being in line, and I couldn't wait for the call me next, because I was denouncing everything that they wanted me to worship. I was denouncing it, and I definitely wasn't going to take the mark. And so finally, you know, they had one man holding they had one, it was one man on each side of me, okay? And they was dragging me to one of those, I don't know what you call them, but I call them chopping blocks. And it was, I remember I was so nervous and so scared. I knew that this was it. You know, my time here was up. I felt so weak I couldn't even walk. They had to drag me, you know, because I just felt weak. So they picked me up and they dragged me to it. But the whole time I was praising the Most High God. The whole time, you know, I was just saying, Lord, I forgive myself. I forgive those. Basically, I would just have that talk with the Most High God. You know, let Him know that I forgive those who had transgress against me. I forgive those who have hurt me. You know what I'm trying to say? Just basically trying to make sure I'm right with the Most High God, and and making sure that and praying that I was counted worthy, shall I say? But anyway, so even when they had me inside of that plate and I had to lay my head in it, I closed my eyes. I didn't even open. I didn't even have my eyes open. I just closed my eyes and I just laid. I just sat there because I knew any moment that was it. The lights were gonna go out. I sat there and I was just saying the name of Jesus, Yeshua, Lord and Savior. I was just praising Him the whole time. Before I know it, I felt a sharp pain hit the back of my neck. I felt this warmth going down my neck, and that was it. But it was like a quick, sharp pain. All of a sudden, like a blackout, and immediately I was standing up. Immediately, like a twinkling of an eye, I was standing up, and I was looking at myself. And I looked to the right, and there was Christ standing right next to me. He had on a beautiful robe, and I was just looking at him. And he smiled, and I smiled, and I was just so grateful because I knew the battle was already won anyway, but I knew I had the victory, and I felt so good. I turned around, and he turned around, and we just walked on off. But that was it. But the point I'm trying to make is, family, a lot of us are dealing with different timelines, and I've done a video about it before. I left it up for quite some time, took it down. But if many of you do your homework, work about timelines, a lot of things have already happened, all right? A lot of things have already happened. All we're doing is walking this thing out, all right? Some of us are more conscious of this than others. Some of us are more conscious of this Mandela effect more than others. A lot of people only remember what they want to remember. A lot of people, the things that you remember, a lot of people don't remember. You know what I'm saying? For me to have had that experience of me going through that and being able to see within those higher realms and see those people in those white robes, that right there was confirmation for me. That was confirmation for me. It was just confirmation for me. Now, could I be in another timeline to where I won't be going through that because I've already went through it and the Most High God knows that I'm one of His? I don't know. Maybe I might not reach that timeline. Maybe I might be in a timeline of the Most High God coming for His, for the elect, shall I say, the 144,000. Maybe I'm in this timeline because, they are to be raptured up first, and then it's those that are left that have to endure to the end. But anyway, this is a whole nother video. I believe all of this, all right? And that's all that matters. If you don't, family, that's on you. But look, your sister knows what she knows, and I know what I've seen, all right, with my own spiritual eyes. It doesn't lie to you. And I know what I call it a dream, but I was still seeing this. I know what I dreamed and what I have seen. And, may this message inspire many of you. If anything, You know, seek the truth for yourself. You know, get in the Word and get that, you know, spiritual meat in you and start meditating and get your truth for yourself, all right? There is truth in meditating. The Word speaks about it in Psalms 1 for those of you who want to question it. Be like a tree. Be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bring forth its fruit in its season. Yeah, family. Seek and you shall find. Get the answers for yourself. I love y'all in Christ. I wasn't sitting here trying to preach to you. I'm just speaking my truth, my testimony. That's all. You know, for many of you have an ear to hear, I pray that you were able to hear what your sister was saying, all right? Because I wasn't here trying to entertain you. You know, I was just speaking the truth, all right? My truth, all right? Not the truth, but my truth of what I had experienced and what I have seen, okay? But those realms are real, whether you believe it or not. You don't have to see it. You don't have to see it with these eyes. Start seeing with this eye. Start going within yourself. Start going within yourself. If you are really seeking it, you're going to find it. Bye for now, my queens. Bye for now, my kings. Keep your feet from evil.